Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Good old Monday. There used to be a time when people didn't look forward to Mondays. But then you become a trader and you're like, Monday. When you're a trader, you look forward to Mondays. When you're, a worker bee and there's just going to work is the only thing we're going on doing on a Monday. May not look forward to Mondays, but when you're a trader, you're excited. You can be excited about Mondays because it's an opportunity to get into the market. It's Monday. It's Monday morning. Another chance to make it do what it do. And to make it do what it do. I'm sending the word out. That's why I'm looking around someplace else besides in the camera. Focused on getting this word out to the people. We need the word out to the people. Getting the word out that I'm live on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm live in multiple places. Just come on in and hang out with me for about 30 minutes while I blow through what's going on. I couldn't come yesterday evening. I was all set to come yesterday evening, but I did a recap video, which I really should have taken the time to set that up. I have a recap video that is all set to go from last week. And I really wanted to post it last night. Well, yesterday. I wanted to post it yesterday. I recorded the video, had it all ready to go. It took forever to render. Then I had to get it edited. And the editing usually goes pretty quick, but then it took forever to render out of editing. So it was night by the time it was all over. And I was like, okay, this must not be intended to go today because it just didn't. And I was like, well, this will have to go live tomorrow, which will be today. It's ready now. I'll put it live on my channel. After we're done with this call, I'll go ahead and sit and put it up live. But wow, it just took way too long. So I couldn't even do YouTube yesterday evening because my computer was working on rendering that videos. I couldn't even do YouTube because computer ain't gonna do but so many things at one time. And then of course, while I was doing that, was on my phone because it's time to buy a new computer. So I was on my phone looking at computers. I actually have a Apple Mini, I think it's called. And I really could take the time. I look over here because it's over here and just take the time to get really good with using it. I could do that, which I probably should just do that. But I like having my laptop to be mobile. So I need to do that as my desktop. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll have that as my desktop and I'll still get a laptop that can still be mobile with me. Or I'll do that as my desktop and get my laptop. My laptop probably needs to just go to some place to get it optimized because now it's just loaded with stuff. It just needs to be optimized, I believe. So that may be what we need to do there. Here we are. So it's Monday morning. It's Monday morning. Good morning, all the people. Let's see who joined me this morning so far. Ward was first as usual. Yeah, I know we missed us yesterday. I missed y'all too. I was ready, set, go. Cold as ice, good morning. Jermaine, good morning. Good morning. Alicia, good morning. Selena made it. Yay. Child, I know. I've been talking about that computer for months. I know, Alicia. I've been talking about both these computers for months. See, this is how the people hold you accountable. I've been talking about this computer for months. And then it's just like, I'm a creature. Of course, we're creatures of habit. So it's easier to just keep limping along with what I got than it is to go and get it. It will be, I will get a new computer, be like, I don't know why it took me so long. So here I am complaining about my computer. It's again, still limping along with what I got, even though I know this one, but then I won't take the time to let it sit so it can go and get optimized. Because I know if I take it to the place that needs to do the work, that means it'll have to be down while the work is being done. And I'm like, I can't afford to have my computer down. I need to use it. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Y'all pray for me, okay? We're going to get my computer fixed. I'm going to get me a computer. I'm going to do all the things I need to do. I'm doing it this week. I'm making a declaration. I'm doing it this week. I might just do it today. Because I am very impulsive like that. I'll end up not doing. Next thing I know, I'll just go buy something and be like, I got something. It'll work. Then my husband be like, why didn't you just wait and do that? I'm going to have me something today. I'm going to do Best Buy on my way home, and I'm going to have me a computer today. I'll have me something between the day and tomorrow, I'm going to have me a computer. Okay, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, because I'll stop by Best Buy, which is by the gym, and between the two places, I'm gonna have me a computer. Oh, what's going on with that? Oh goodness, it hit the thing. I'm gonna have me a computer real soon. I know the camera just went awry. I know it did because I put that there we go, because I moved my coffee cup right there next to that computer, and now turn back on. Right there next to the camera area. That's a different angle, but okay, now we're back. Cool. Don't be tripping. Okay, I'm on top. I'm moving on from my computers. I have both, Derek. I have a Mac Mini that's here that is fully functional, and I really just need to start using it, because to switch back and forth between Windows and Mac means I've got to just switch my brain every time. So it's not as easy to flow between the two. But I pretty much use Windows. So I really want my laptop to be Windows because I can work with it so much easier. But my desktop, really, I can use that Mac to be my desktop because I need to be able to do videos and to render, and Apple is so much better on stuff like that. So I just need to do it. Bite the bullet and do it, Arlissa. That's what I need to tell myself. Just go ahead and do it. Just need to do it. But Windows is what I'm more comfortable with. As far as my computer goes, I'm more comfortable with Windows. So here we are. The SPX 500 right now. SPX is at 66.88. Now I got my brain all on the computer. I got to change gears and put myself on this morning call. That's what we need to be doing here. Focus, girl. Focus. Okay. Alicia said, you've been talking about that computer for months. I really have. For way too long, to be honest. 66.88 is where SPX is right now. All right, 66.88. SPX closed on Friday, which OPEX day wasn't so bad. Okay, it wasn't. This is us looking at OPEX. I need to turn off that VWAP because it'll make the thing look cloudy. 66.64. So basically right where we are right now. SPX closed. The reason I didn't know that like top of mind is because on Friday I decided I wasn't going to, this is tripping. The camera is tripping. So I'm just going to save myself on that. There we go. On Friday, I decided I wasn't going to trade on OPEX. I was going to not trade. I've traded OPEX in the past and decided that I was just going to take OPEX off. I was going to keep my word for once. And I would say I keep my word a lot. But as far as it pertains to OPEX, I was going to keep my word because I've always said we're not doing Fridays. We're not doing OPEX. Next thing you know, it comes the Friday and we're right there back into the fray. We're right back into the fray of trading on a Friday. And I was like, okay, this Friday, OPEX, I'm not trading. So I went and did other things. I had appointments. So I did those appointments. And I did have some 1 DTE trades that were from Thursday that were closing on Friday. And they were like 6,700s and up there. So because price was climbing on Friday, those trades took a little bit longer to close. So I just watched my 1 DTE trades close. I did take one trade on XSP 660, 661 when it made the reversal. When it reversed down in this area, I took and wrote XSP back up. I did that. That was the only trade I actually took on Friday, but I was out and about all day, so I did not stress myself about it. Long as I kept my eye on the above 6,700, which it never got there anywhere near there. That's what I did on Friday. So 6664 was the close on Friday, and SPX 500 right now is at 6668. So it's right around that same area. But Friday did a lot of up, down, up, down, up, down. It was still higher high, so it was climbing, but it was definitely climbing and pulling back along the way. Okay, that was how Friday went. The week last week was what will be called an inside week, and I'm not sure if y'all can see this. There's a lot of lines on here. Ignore all the lines, but it's an inside week in that it's inside of the previous week. So week ago was a 3, was like an outside week. Big red candle was 2 weeks ago, the week of October the 6th. And then last week was the wick was long, top and bottom, but it did not go higher than the previous week. It didn't go lower. Price didn't go lower than the previous week. So it's an inside week. And it's really kind of an inside doji because this box is right literally in the middle of last week. That camera just does not want to do. So it's inside of that previous week. So we need to wait and see. We need to wait and see what happens. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, all the pieces over here are just, I put my coffee cup over here and then the little things got upsided. But now we'll see how we go. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. Let's go. Then we saw the days of the week for last week on SPX. This is what the days look like in SPX. Again, that whole inside. See how price just kind of bounced around inside of the big candle from this big last Friday before last was that big drop. And the candles from last week all really stayed inside of that. That's what happened. So now we're waiting to see that SPX will decide a direction. It hasn't chosen a direction yet. We guys got to wait and see what happens. All right. Let's go to see what's happening today. What is happening today? All right. The VIX is at 20.5. Let's see if we can get this to act right. I'm still here, y'all. This is not acting appropriately, but we're here. Make sure you all can. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Change the angle. Yes, it did. The other camera. Don't even want to act like it's a part of the show. Y'all let me know that you can still hear me. I think your show runs behind mine, so it takes a little bit before you can hear me. So let me know if you can. I really don't want that camera to be running, but at this point, we're not going to worry about that. As long as y'all can hear me. I'm going to go to Facebook to make sure I can hear myself too. That way I can tell. Can y'all hear me? I'm going to go to... Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay, so Continue. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you, my day. Appreciate it. All right. So the VIX is at 20.49 right now. I'll just leave my camera off because it's acting obstinate right now. Excuse me. The VIX is at 20.49 this morning. Volatility's up. We are in our third week at this point of the government shutdown. Economic deadlines loom as shutdown is now the third longest in history. Yahoo Finance is chronicling the government shutdown and how it's affecting the U.S. economy and markets. Trump lays out his demands on China ahead of the talks. To hit back at Trump, China borrows from the U.S. playbook. Not sure what they're borrowing, but okay. While the stock market's boom could become America's biggest risk, we got some earnings coming up this week, which I'll hit that in a minute. Trump cuts off U.S. aid to Colombia, calls Petro a drug leader. China to push high tech in 5-year plan. NVIDIA's big tech customers may be its biggest competitive threat. I saw something over the weekend about how NVIDIA's position in China went from like 90-something% to nothing. And I didn't read any more into it, but I just saw that there was a big, I guess, position that the NVIDIA guy came on talking about. We had market share, but now it's gone. Here's a little note here, how to financially survive a job furlough. This is at the top of finance, Yahoo Finance, if somebody's looking for information on that. Okay, I'm going to move off this page. All righty, let's look at CNBC. Trump calls for Ukraine to be carved up after tense meeting with Zelensky. Cost and chaos continue to test resiliency of the U.S. auto industry. Amazon Web Services. AWS outage hits major websites. What we know so far as recovery begins. Oh, goodness, it hit the airline websites. That's not good. Amazon Web Services disrupting the check-in. Stocks making the biggest moves this morning: Cleveland Cliffs, Liberty Energy, Hologic, and more. As far as the pre-market goes, all the futures are up just a bit. Dow futures up 104, S&P up 23, NASDAQ futures up 109. Oil and 10-year bonds are both red. Stock futures rise ahead of big earnings week. We're definitely in some earnings. We got all green over in Europe. All green over in Europe. All green except for the Nikkei is unchanged in Asia. Crypto making a bit of a recovery. We're at 111,000 here in Bitcoin. Everything's green over there. One thing we have going for us this week that we haven't had in the previous weeks is, I think I mentioned this last week, is they brought people back in off of furlough, I guess, to do these numbers that we need. We need this CPI and these PMI. We need these numbers, and these numbers come from the government. So this week we will have some pieces of data to actually work with. Today we've got CB leading index, which I don't think that comes from there. But Tuesday we've got FOMC member Waller will speak. Wednesday we've got crude oil inventories, which really is probably an orange folder. Thursday, we've got existing home sales and natural gas storage. And Friday, though, is this CPI data. This is consumer price and index. This is a key inflationary piece of data that we do need. And we're going to get it this week because they have people who've come back to put this data together put these numbers together for the world. And we'll get those on Friday morning. Keep that in mind, okay? That this piece of data is going to come out. PMI at 9:45 on Friday, and the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Well, this data has been coming out all along, but it's kind of been overshadowed by the other data that we received. This week, this data is kind of going to stand out because it doesn't have anything, quote unquote, to compete with, right? It doesn't have to be lost inside of all the other data. At this point, this is what we're getting. So Friday is where we'll get that data there on Friday. Today in investing.com, 3-month bill, 6-month bill auction, inventories, retail inventories, not auto, excluding autos, U.S. leading, and these are actually showing as 2 stars, business inventories. At 10 o'clock, you're going to get this data. We're going to get this data at 10 o'clock today. And I guess in the absence of other data, now the data you do get may carry a little bit more, I would say more weight, but we're, again, in the absence of data, what you do get is we're like, oh, this is what we have. So use this as what you need. This is, take what you get, right? Let's go look at earnings for this week. Lots of earnings. We got lots of earnings this week. Whew. Okay, so earnings season we know has started back up. This morning we had Cleveland Cliffs, Dynex, Star Equity Holdings, Sandvik, Summit, and HBT Financial. To aftermarket today, AGNC, Crown, Zions Bank, Core, Steel, Dynamics, Cadence, BOK Financial, Flex Steel, Wintrust, looks like Washington something, WASH, and Berkeley is this afternoon after market closes. Tomorrow morning, Coca-Cola, GE Aerospace, Lockheed Martin, Elevance Health, RTX, Philip Morris looks like. Yep, Philip Morris. Northrop Grumman is tomorrow morning. 3M, General Motors, Equifax. All of those are Tuesday morning. Tuesday after market closes, we're going to have Netflix. I'm sure that's anticipated. Intuitive Surgical, Texas Instrument, Capital One, EQT, Mattel, the toy people, Omnicom Group, Waste Connections. I believe that says Waste. Yes, Waste Connections, National Bank Holdings, and East West Bank. That's all going to be Tuesday after close. Wednesday morning, Amphenol, GE Vernova, Vertiv, Boston Scientific, Hilton, AT&T, Tech, Taylor Morrison, Thermo Fisher Scientific, and NVR. Wednesday morning. Wednesday after close, Tesla, Wednesday after market close, IBM, Kinder Morgan, QuantumScape, Century Communities, SAP, Texas Capital Bank, Lamb Research, Alcoa, and Knight and Swift, KNX. That's all Wednesday after close. Thursday morning, American Airlines, Freeport McMillan, Honeywell, Dow, Dover, Hasbro, Nokia, T-Mobile, Southwest, and AutoNation. This is all Thursday morning. Thursday after close, hey, Carla, Intel, so INTC is going to give us some earnings. Newmont, Alaska Airlines, Next Tracker, Decker Brands, Boyd, Ford, Comfort Systems, Associated Bank, and DOC. And Friday morning, we have Procter & Gamble, Booz Allen Hamilton, Gentex, Flagstar, General Dynamics, ITW, First Hawaiian Bank, GrafTech, HCA Healthcare, and Stellar Bancorp. Okay, you see we've got a lot of things happening as far as earnings go. You want to be careful on a few fronts. First of all, if you're trading specific names, you definitely want to watch to make sure that they don't have earnings in the week that you're trading them, right? So you want to, because earnings causes stuff to go awry. If you are trading them, you either want to trade before their earnings, maybe ride the pre-earnings information and then wait and trade the post earnings. You can do that, or make it longer dated if you're trading as a buyer. Of course, if you're trading as a seller, we like to wait till after and we ride the wave as sellers. So just be mindful, be looking to see who has earnings and see if some of these are big heavyweights inside of something else that you trade. So if you trade an ETF or something like that, and something in one of these is a big heavyweight in there, then you want to keep that in mind as well. Okay. That's what we got going there. Okay, so covered. Let's go see what Adam had to say this morning. Adam says a clean start to the week in SPX. Of course, he trades ES. This week's first target was 66.94, given on Friday at 3:35 p.m. here. It hit. Set up to add to the longs for this was the 66.63 failed breakdown given in Friday's 4 p.m. newsletter. So Adam is a level-to-level trader, and he put his tweets on X. So he trades the ES, we trade SPX, so we taking change his numbers to match SPX. And as you see here at the bottom, there's a gap between SPX and ES right now. It's 38 points. All right. So if you look at Adam's numbers on Twitter, you subtract 38 points today. That gap closes from day to day. So you have to, the number gets closer and closer. Then the way you can figure it out for yourself is take the SPX number, take the ES number, and subtract them. The difference there is the gap. Okay. You don't really need me to give it to you. You can find it for yourself. Just subtract those two numbers. So the plan is to hold your runner. 66.81, 66.60, 66.63 are supports. This keeps us 66.94, 67.06, 67.28 are above. If you'll dip, you'll dip if you get below 66.60. Dip below 66.60. All right. So if you're trading XSP range is 666 all the way up to 673. That's kind of the range for XSP. Remember, XSP is the mini to the SPX. It's the baby. Used to be a few years back, XSP was not mentioned at all. And whoever was the clearinghouse for XSP, they didn't have a lot of volume, but it got enough people started being interested in XSP that it started to get a lot more volume, a lot more open interest. So now you can trade it every day, just like you trade anything else, because there's meat over on that bone too. There's meat over on the bone. All right, let's go check out the chart again. Let's go back to the chart, and then we will be able to wrap the call up. I'm going to SPY. Let's see what we got going in the pre-market. Bring these together, see what SPY is doing in the pre-market. Well, SPY closed on Friday at 664.28. It's currently at 667. So SPY has a little bit of a gap up in motion right now. Closed on Friday, 664, currently at 667. So about $3, right around $3 is what's going on there. Okay, let's look at triple Q. Triple Q closed on Friday at 603, currently at 607, $3 or $4 up from its close. It opened, took a big old dip, and then decided, nah, I really like it up here. So it's up around 607 right now in the pre-market. IWM closed on Friday at 243, currently at 246. Same thing. All of them opened and dipped back down to close their own gap, basically from the pre-market, post-market. It's currently at 246. That's what we have. All three of the indices, the SPX, SPY, triple Q, and IWM, all three have a gap up at this point. We're about 30 minutes from market opening, so you got to wait and see what happens there as far as the open goes. We'll wait and see how that goes. Okay. So I'm going, like I said before, I'm going to put look for it on my YouTube channel when I close this video. I'm going to upload my recap video from the week. So I did have a green, I could say that. I would like to be able to say that. I did have a red week last week. I had a red week, and I wanted to put that. I figured if I could put out videos for green weeks, I can put out a video for a red week. So I will put that into the, you'll see it in all the places. If you follow me on any social media, any place, you'll be able to see the video, and you can go take a look at the red week. I had a loss overall. OPEX week was huff. It was hard and rough, so it became huff. OPEX week was a lot last week, and coming off the big candle from last Friday really was what threw me. And then I was kind of trading my strategies and continuing my strategies, even though that big red candle from last Friday, it was something that I had not seen that big of a drop like that in my trading. So I needed to have made some adjustments that I didn't make. But we live and we learn, and we live to trade another day. So those things are incorporated into my video, because this whole thing of trading is a learning, hopefully is learning every single day. And if you're trading and you're not learning, then you're just begging to give your money away. You better be learning along the way. So that way, all this cumulative knowledge will work together for your greater good in your portfolio and in your trading, right? I didn't put together a list last week of suggested trades. I'll see if we can get one this week. There wasn't a whole lot left to work with last week when I was looking at that. So because of that last Friday, it didn't give us a really good setup of stocks to pick and stocks to pick for to put on our list. So I let it sit. I didn't want to get anybody caught in that, because the big drop, and our peak bot system works by delta. So of course it's going to work based on where price is located. So I waited, and then I'll put together one for this week though, and see if we can have some weeklies that we can do. I have mine that I trade, and if nothing else, I'll put together that list, but that'll give us something. But in our membership, we trade SPX, and we've recently added IWM. So we're getting the big people and the little people. We're getting the big, large cap and small cap. SPX, XSP, and IWM. We trade in the membership together every day. We do 0 DTE, 1 DTE trades, profitable strategy with less screen time. I'm all about getting less screen time, especially as sellers. Daily profits to grow our account. There's training, there's support. I'm there. We have a dedicated platform where you get alerts, we get training, you get me, all of that. So the link is running at the bottom of the screen. If you want to join us in the membership, feel free and come on and join us. Come on and join us. All right. So let's move forward. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses, and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it is you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. All right. So since my camera is acting all funky, I can't necessarily come back. And well, I may be able to turn it back on from here and tell you all goodbye, sweetheart. It's time to go. Yeah. All right. So what do the 1s and 2s mean on the chart? That's my that is the strat. 1s and 2s are the strat. It's a trading system, and I've taught it in E2T University and within our membership. It is called the strat trading system, and it's a candle structured system that basically gives you combos and indications of where the next price or where the next candles are probably going to go. So it's called the strat. The strat it was created by Rob Smith. Okay, it's called the strat. Okay, so I've covered everything I was going to cover, right? You got 30 minutes to get yourself ready. I think there's a video on my channel too, by the way, about the strat. If you check my YouTube channel, there's one there. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do on YouTube, right? Make sure that you follow me in all the social media places. I am Arlissa. I am educator to trader. Come on, subscribe, put the notification bell, put the thumb up, all the stuff that people tell you to do on YouTube. Go ahead and do those things, please. And I want you to do 2 things today, maybe 3. I want you to stay green. I want you to get this money, and I want you to have a great day. All right. I will see you in the market. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.